Welcome everyone to the Smacked Up Wrestling Podcast. I'm Will.
I'm Martin.
So that's us into the Week to Survivor series. We've got a busy week going ahead with a lot of...
It's a piss take.
It's a piss take.
You are going to be sick of my voice.
After we realised how many podcasts we have to do, it's a piss take. But at least we're building to something which I can say more about than Hell in a Cell. So,
absolutely, as
usual, leave a like, subscribe in the Game Involved, follow us here. Check out the pay-per-views, the podcast. Listen to me and Martin. Also check us out on Facebook. A lot of the wrestling stuff for WWE Glasgow is now up, and there will be stuff up for Fear and Loathing come Sunday. Martin will put a lot of stuff up there as well. So Martin, some breaking news came out just before we went on air about Vader.
Oh, it's such a shame.
Yeah.
Vader, he was in a car crash last week. He flipped his car. For his age and for what accident he was involved in, he came off pretty well. I think, obviously in hospital getting looked after and he had a wee bit of intensive care and all that. But overall, for the situation, he came out well. However, he had a complete rundown with the doctors. 2 separate heart doctors. Once he was told this by one, he went to a second for another opinion. He's got, they estimate, 2 years to live, and because his heart is done.
Fuck's sake, man! That's
done. It's years of wrestling and years of American football.
It's a
big guy.
He's a big guy. You know what I mean? He's never really been. It's hard not to say, to look at him and go, like, it's like overweight. He was always it was more muscle. He was a power lifter, if you know what I mean.
Like strong fat.
It was more power lifter style. And it's such a shame, I know, because see when you actually hear him in certain interviews and that, he's such a nice, well spoken guy compared to his character.
On the other hand, online, he's a bit of a fud.
I think
that whole thing with Will Ospreay recently, and it was at first I thought, oh, he must be working it. He must be working. No, he was being a prick. Will Ospreay. They got a match with it. You think that would have been name, shake hands and went on. But no, he started again. No for another match, just to be a dick. Because when he had that match at Rev Pro with Ospreay, he refused the job. He wanted half the money up front. He said, there's no way in hell I'm jobbing to anybody that's that size. Now, everybody knows. I mean, the Rev Pro crowd are smart, so they know what's what with everything. But any other crowd, any other federation, especially like in the US, nobody would have bought that finish. Nobody. Because Will Ospreay, prime of his life, 23-year-old, flying about everywhere, old Van Vader, who's like, no joking, the size of a van, going over him? I don't think so.
The other thing, I very quickly want to talk about, I messaged you about it, like, did you see it? And I just want to just throw like my 10 pence into it, and then I'm going to drop it. Like the whole thing about Joey Styles, right? No, you agree with me what I'm going to say, right? Because there's a lot of people on one side. I'm trying my best to keep this very minimal political, because it was political what he done. But when you see like Saturday Night Live done the full joke and got away with it, it's one of the things like, where does the fucking freedom of speech fucking really go? Yeah. And he didn't really finish the joke, but he got the sack for it, and the Evolver, look at us. The only thing I was going to say about it, and you agree with me, wrestling politics is different, right? But actual politics should be kept well away from wrestling.
Aye, unless it's like the Sergeant Slaughter being the Iraqi traitor.
Aye, something.
Unless it's something stupid and low level like that.
Aye. Because the point I made was, when we go to watch wrestling, right? That's our soap opera. We turn off everything that's happening in daily life to watch wrestling. I mean, you've got your story, you've got your action. That's it. That's the reason we've all fell in love with professional wrestling. And politics is just one thing that is kind of missed, so to speak. You get the odd touch. There's been the odd times you've seen something, but 9 times out of 10 it's really went they bypassed it. Now, Joey Styles made the joke with the grab her by the pussy, never actually finished it.
That's not what it's about. It's the fact that before he went on air, he was the whole locker room, everybody who was featured on camera, top to bottom of that card, was specifically told no politics or anything related to politics. You can say anything else, but not that. And he said that anyway. It's basic instruction. If you've got an employee who can't follow basic fucking plain instructions, you don't want that employee anymore.
He fucked up. But
it'll be brought back in a few months and nobody gives a shit.
Nah, well, that's it. That's what I said. And like, Evolve can toot all the horn all they want. Like, look at us, we're like making a stand. It's like, see, in a week, nobody's going to fucking care about you. You're only relevant because you sacked them for the reasons.
That and the feeder for NXT.
So, but apart from that, that's the only thing about that I wanted to.
He fucked up. What my problem is, Chikara. No, I've got a lot of time for Chikara. They're quite fun. I wouldn't watch them back to back because I get fucking sick of them. But off the back of this, Chikara went and fired them. He never did anything wrong with him. He never did anything to impugn their name. It's nothing to do with Chikara. None of this is to do with Chikara, other than Joey Styles recently became a commentator for them, and they went and sacked him because of something he did in another show. That to me isn't right. If he done something on Chikara, by all means, Mike Quackenbush has got the right to get rid of him. But the fact that he's on another show that's absolutely nothing to do with theirs, shares none of their talent, and he said that on that thing the other night, so we fired him. Why?
I've got a funny feeling that WWE will bring him back.
Down the line, love his mad Republicans.
Down the line, I'm saying I can't see anytime soon. But I can imagine him being popped in 205 live. I can see something like that. Maybe.
But what I was going to say is, as I said to you earlier, my infamous Twitter block list, as in people who block. Aye, because, and I apologise, this is the closest to a political statement I'm going to get on this. He said something about how abortion's terrible, and I said, oh, look at you. There's big man Joey Styles telling every woman what to do with her body. Look at you. Because he's a wee tiny prick. A wee tiny specky prick.
So, that's all we're going to do, political.
I could rant there.
We could rant, but we can't.
But I will need.
We can't do it. Other news came out over the weekend. Shawn Michaels is now one of the heads for the women development.
So, Matt Bloom's still in charge, but apparently Shawn Michaels does their finishing class along with William Regal, which is people who are about to hit the main roster. Good. Which is excellent.
Yep, I'm cool with that. Happy to see Shawn Michaels do something like that. I think that's something he needed as well. I know being out the ring and that, he's got his hunting show and stuff like that, but to still give something back, I know he'd be the first one to say, like, when he was young it was different, but now he's wiser than that. I'm cool with that. I think the talent coming up will benefit for that. I think that's a great move. So I'm totally happy with that, with Shawn Michaels now being in developmental to help the wrestlers. Totally cool with that. So Raw, it was alright.
It was a best overall Raw.
What a difference a week, mate.
Since the brand split.
Yep.
As I say, overall, great show top to bottom by their standards. The talking still needs to go out the fucking window unless you get people who can actually talk.
Yeah.
Matches were high quality, as you would come to expect.
See the thing, I still don't get, what the fuck is Stephanie? Is she a heel or is she a face?
She's a tweener.
Because that opening segment, I fucking could put my finger on her.
The thing about Steph, right, she wants everybody to love her, but she also wants to look better than everybody in the card. She's the only person in the whole fucking roster out of both shows who never gets her comeuppance on anything. Instead, she spends week after week just neutering the talent. She always gets the last word. She always has to be the one that goes over. Always. Regardless of whether they're face or heel, she has to be the one on top. Because you know how that benefits the show overall. You know? Aye.
Well, this week, you were watching it when I messaged you. It was basically Raw's Roman. Basically.
See, if you take Reigns off of the Raw last night, you've got the best Raw of the year.
I'm sick of him, mate, and before we go right into it...
I don't. Look, we've been over this before. I don't really have strong feelings about the guy.
It's not the guy's work. That's the thing. It's not his work. It's we're
getting even his fault.
And we're getting it down our throat again.
Aye.
I mean, the first opening match, you had the tag team, Cesaro, Sheamus versus Kevin Owens, and mate, see straight away, I didn't even have to tell you what was going to happen.
You knew he was going to get finished.
I knew he was going to get the finisher. I knew he was going to be made to look strong as fuck, which I feel sorry for Sheamus and Cesaro, because they two are just as good as him.
They're the best thing on Raw now. They two.
No.
And how they get on with each other. And instead, they're made to put over Roman. Everybody who gets over is made to put over Roman.
I'm cool with, like, say, if there's a heel champion, the heel champion, nope, I don't want to do it, and
I'm a coward.
I kind of look cowardly. I'm totally cool with that. Edge done it for years. Austin and The Rock were different. I think it just depends what type of heel character it is. I'm cool with it though. But when you've got him, he's upper mid card, going into that.
Well, this is the problem because
that's the problem.
You know, Roadblock's coming up.
Yeah.
And the main event of Roadblock is Roman and Owens.
Oh, fuck off.
Aye, exactly. Now, I'm terrified that we're going into the Royal Rumble with him with 2 belts all over Raw, making it even worse to get through 3 hours, rather than a solid heel champion who should be holding it all the way to Mania. He's dropping it to a face and making somebody there. It's
so annoying, mate, because it's happening. It's happening again. And
aye.
I mean,
this is the 3rd time.
Aye.
It's the 3rd fucking time, and they're still not taking the hint.
I mean, I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, the crowd were rotten last night, apart from the 2 segments.
I don't know, I thought they were alright overall. Like, the opening match, they were up for it. They booed the shit out of Roman. They even booed the heels, which was even weirder. Like, Owens got booed.
I don't boo
Owens. Only
exception
is the list.
The lie. But yeah, like, fucking... The way just watching it was like, right, Roman's getting his ass kicked. Then like Owens couldn't give a fuck, but then Owens was in, done a few things, and then Roman's back in, Super Roman kicks in, and all of a sudden he's won the fucking match for them, and I called it watching.
We need a better name for him rather than Super Roman, because you had Super Cena. I don't know. We need to think of something for him.
We need something, but it's annoying watching it, mate. And I don't know how many fucking times until they get it that it's like, look, we're never going to accept them.
No, it's not going to happen. You fucked it the first time.
Do you know what I mean?
The thing is, and I cannot stress this enough, I don't mind Roman the person. I think he does wonderful things for charity and representing the company, and he's going out there and he's just doing what he's told. There's no harm to the guy. If I was told I was getting paid ridiculously well to do what he does, I'm going to go along with it. The crowd can do what the fuck they want. I'm getting my paycheck. I'm going home to my family. I'm happy. You know?
It's one of the ones where you're caught and you like a guy for his work. You can't fault him for his work.
Nah, if he does his job, he never phones it in.
No, that's it.
You can't accuse him of that.
Nah.
Unlike some other people in the roster. He always does his best.
Writers and
his best, isn't he?
The higher ups have got to see that, like, by the way, give this guy more fucking time. Don't just slap that fucking main title back on him again. Give him just that little bit more time.
I don't think it's going to help. I think he's stuck like this. And for some reason, WWE and like the upper card, especially in Raw, convince themselves people just boo him because it's cool. No.
I mean, how long did it take Cena before he became champion? I know he had his US title run, but how long did it take?
But here's the difference though. That build for Cena was superb. Cena would never have got a look in had Undertaker not got injured the year before. Now, you know the story behind him getting his rapping gimmick. It was Vanilla Ice on Halloween SmackDown. Stephanie liked it and went, you should go with this. So they made him this cocky prick who made up some great raps, and it won the crowd over. He had that sort of stone cold, and I know it's hard for people who are maybe a little younger to even imagine this. But he had that sort of stone cold anti-authoritarian thing. He was being a heel. He was acting like a heel.
He was actually a good fucking heel.
Like a heel.
He was a good heel. That was the thing.
It was like when The Rock was baddie. And he was a dick. He was telling people, "Can you smell what The Rock? This isn't sing along with The Rock," and shutting up the crowd. It was like that. He was a heel, but the crowd loved him for it. So Cena was getting over. His raps were great. He was getting cheered for them. He was hilarious. And then Taker got injured in the middle of his program with Brock. And they had, or was it Kurt Angle got injured? Brock got injured because he was the heel against Taker, and ahead of their first match, so they put Cena in, and everybody at the time was like, well, he's just like the mid-card guy, what the fuck are they playing at? And Cena put in a hell of a shift. I can't remember what pay-per-view it was, around about 2003. Anyway, Cena was shoved in there because they had nobody else, and he did a hell of a job, and he earned his spot, and after that, they stuck the rocket to him. He got the US belt with a spinner. He was feuding with Carlito and got stabbed in the nightclub by his big bastard mate. And the rest of Cena's build was all natural from there.
I mean,
that's why when Cena first got the world title, people were okay with it.
I mean, that's the thing. The build with Roman Reigns is there was better guys.
It was all forced.
It was forced.
It's not even that there's better guys. It's that there's no natural story there. Cena was a heel. You have to be hated before you can be loved.
No, I mean,
it's that simple.
He was, but I think this all stems back to the CM Punk podcast, and a lot of people bought it. A lot of people. I'm one of the ones that believed it, and then boom,
I believe it as well.
And then boom, there it's true. It is absolutely true.
Sorry, just before we press on, the one thing, if nobody believes me about Cena, watch the first ever brand split. It was on Raw in 2005, and when Cena is announced as joining Raw, listen to that pop he gets. I mean, it's up there with Daniel Bryan doing the yes chant on the cage. It's up there with the Mankind Rock match where Stone Cold comes back and stunners everybody. It is one of the best moments in all of this goddamn company, and I've no idea how they don't replay it a million and billion times.
I don't understand it either. But we'll move on, because we'll probably get back to Reigns, or we will get back to Reigns.
Definitely, aye.
Oh, we're going to get back to him. Anyhow, next match, or segment.
The next up was the quite frankly hilarious Seth, Jericho and Strowman
that was
segment.
good. That was good.
So, they had Jericho had prizes, gifts for them.
Yeah.
Open it up, it's scarves. But after Rollins makes his excuses and goes away, like this is another thing that's given me high hopes for Strowman. He looks at Jericho, he points at his scarf and goes, I want that one. And that cracked me up, and I was so hoping just for a wee bit that he would put the scarf on and go away with it wearing it.
I was kind of hoping the same.
I know, because that would have been hilarious. But instead, he rips it up, forces the other scarf back on Jericho, who, credit to him, wears it for the rest of the night. It was a great segment. He's got comic timing. He sounds natural because, he sounds like a big scary bastard. He was the one that came out best there.
He's winning me ever since the last week. I mean, I've been kind of critical, not to like him, because it's just a fucking odd big guy. But it's starting to work.
I've been saying it for a couple of weeks now.
It's been starting to work. Because if you look at it, like, Kane won't be there for long. Undertaker, I'm getting it to WrestleMania.
Taker's showing up.
In the night,
tomorrow or next week?
No, it's the night he shows up.
Yes, so does Edge.
So does Edge. So I'm cool with...
Wait, sorry, can I just throw this out there? Right? Undertaker debuted at Survivor Series, as well, remember?
Yep.
What if, purely what if, I've no evidence for or against, or it's more likely against, what if Taker decides that he's going to take a spot in the team?
May I be cool with that?
Him and Braun facing off in the ring? I'm up for that.
I'm cool with that, as long as it ain't him to Braun, but when it gets to Mania, it's, and fucking Taker. That's the match I want to see.
I don't know what will happen, I really don't. Well, we'll find out.
We'll find out during the Rumble, but that's the match I like to see. But I'm cool with that. If Taker...
I would be okay with that, because, I mean, like, the one time they've had a match was that Cena being pushed ahead of where he was.
That's it. You've hardly ever seen it. I've never, ever, apart from then, I've never seen it. And I would like to see
let's be honest, it'd be a totally different match now, not only because Taker's older, but Cena's got the experience.
Yeah, and Cena could easily carry that match. Like we said last week, Cena can do it.
Absolutely.
But no, Strowman's growing on me. You need that monster guy. It's fitting him. It's working well.
I'm really hoping that he's the successful one. they've tried it so many times, and it's always been round about these big mixed tag matches. Do you remember Tyler Rex?
Yes.
Aye, what a mess he was. Do you remember that other Spanish guy who kept saying in his name? I forgot his real name. What's his name? He was on SmackDown. It was round about bragging rights or Survivor Series. He kept showing up with Vicky Guerrero and...
Oh, mate, I can't... I know
his name had an S and he kept going... when he said it.
I know who you're talking about. The other one that popped in my head was Mike Knox.
A.k.a. Mr. Who was that guy?
Exactly. That's how I'm hoping.
You know, no harm to the guy, but see the second Shawn Michaels did that spot, he was fucked.
And that's how I'm hoping that...
Escobar,
that's it. That's how I'm hoping.
If anybody's been that excited to remember his name,
That's
I even say it.
That's how I'm hoping Strowman does alright. He's starting to win me. It is working on me, and long it continues. So was it mostly all tag matches apart from the cruiserweight?
Well, you also had Sammy versus Bo. Bo Dallas was
That's
jealous.
right.
Sammy got the spot because Bo Dallas has clearly got ideas above his station these days.
Was that the match after that there?
Well, it was... I've got it noted here. You had the Cesaro and Owens and Roman, then a wee backstage bit with Bo moaning, then Sammy and Bo, then the cruiserweights.
Which was forgettable because there's...
Well, there was one thing though. Brian Kendrick addressed the cruiserweights, and down the front of the cruiserweights, there was the good Rangers man, Noam Dar, who got to talk.
The thing I found funny though was I think it was Botchamania. It's shared on Facebook. The Sin Cara pointing shooter. Do you know what I mean? And it's just, mate, he's getting fucking fed to the fucking dogs just now for what he's done.
Good.
Good. I'm happy with that. Fuck him. Do you know what I mean? He's been getting away. They've let him away with shite for fucking so long.
Yeah, I tell you what, he's lucky Jimmy wasn't pissed.
He's fucking lucky he's still got a job.
Well, I mean, what, 3 times 4 rumoured?
Mm-hmm.
Being in fights. I mean, like, what possesses you at any job, not just as a wrestler? See, if you worked in an office and you punched a guy who'd been there for 20 years, you're out in your arse.
He's an
You're out in your
arsehole.
arse.
He's an arsehole, mate. I mean,
He must be.
I heard he's seen anger management or some shit. I don't know.
Yes, he is. He
Is
got
he?
sent to management.
Right, okay.
Now, personally, this should be an angle with Dr. Shelby back, dealing with Sin Cara, who just sits there silent all the time. And he brings in Kane to have words with him and show him and Daniel Bryan to show him how successful anger management works. Make a joke at it. Then the comedy will come from the fact that Sin Cara isn't funny and he'll botch all the lines.
Aye. That was just like when Kendrick won. I was just like, you're fucking. I'm surprised he's on telly.
You're lucky you're on Raw, son. You're lucky you're on Raw.
I'm surprised he's on TV. That is the thing. I would, if that was the case of what he done, I wouldn't give him TV time.
He must have like pictures of Vince and Triple H and pink thongs kissing or something.
Oh mate, it's got to have something, because if that was I'm going back. Well, look at fucking Shane Helms. Remember him and Jericho going to a fight?
Oh, I don't. No, they were buddies though. They got pissed and had a wee thing, but they were pals. They're still pals.
Right. I can't.
don't know.
I can't remember. It was a. I can't remember what it was. I thought it was a fight. I could be wrong, but
did they not get pissed together and get arrested?
That was it. That was
it.
But he got sacked. Well, Jericho did.
Aye.
That's what I'm saying.
Jericho's got seniority there though. So.
But that's what I'm saying. So where's the fucking fairness in this cunt? Why is he still getting TV time?
Well, the thing is though, it's a different regime now. It's a different time, and I know that was only a few years ago. But you know, in fact, I say it's a few years ago. It was closer to 10.
Aye, it's nearly 10 years now.
So you know, it's a different time now. I mean, I suppose I think part of it is that lawsuit's still ongoing. You know, the concussion thing, and also some people chasing the money for being on the network.
Yeah.
And I think WWE are trying to look as clean cut as possible. So, you know, they gave the guy too many chances. I think I would have fired him after the third thing.
I'll be surprised if he's still there after the WrestleMania cut.
Well, I think I was just going to say, come Black Friday, surely that's the time for ditching him. Surely.
They've got to get Shorty on, mate. He has a liability in the sense where with his temper. Now,
Every sense.
aye, I mean, it's no... Just gear up in the Sin Cara character. He's there for our amusement, as in there's a running fucking joke. That's it.
I think part of it is that Wayne's still by the mask.
Oh, well, they've got Kalisto. There, look at him.
I know, and also Grand Metalik.
There you
Once
go.
they actually give him a push.
Fuck Sin Cara.
I think he'll
There
be
you go.
good.
He's not needed, mate. He's
But
not
Grand
needed.
Metalik will actually be wrestling with people who do his style, and he's been round about the Performance Centre learning the American style. I think it's going to make a big difference.
I'm cool with that. So after that, quick cruiserweight match.
Right, now, week after week I've defended the New Day. Well, you were saying how you weren't the biggest fan and they, kind of basically overstayed their welcome. And I have to say, after last night, I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
Because they stood in that ramp and they shilled and shilled and shilled all their crap from the shop, which means to me that come next Monday, they'll probably have new T-shirts out.
I mean, it was DX done it funny. That's the complete difference, right?
Aye, they also didn't do it for 15 minutes.
DX done it funny. Austin...
It was borderline subtle compared to this.
Austin is like... I mean, I remember Triple H and Shawn Michaels actually joking with him, and this was... It was a network... Do you remember the network special about The Undertaker? With fucking awful JBL. Where they made the joke about his merchandise, and it's funny, innit? I mean, he sees it's funny. I mean, it's totally his sense of humour.
They're selling it without selling it.
Aye,
that's the difference. Whereas
they're
last
annoying
night,
as fuck.
They're just selling it.
They're
they were
annoying
selling
as
it
fuck.
directly. They were throwing it to people. They were saying, "Come buy our shit."
I've said it for weeks, mate. They're annoying as fuck now. They have overstayed the welcome. The gimmick
last night they
as
finished
fuck.
jumping over the shark.
Do you know what I mean?
As far as I'm concerned.
The belts have to get took off. As soon as they've passed that, fucking get their belts.
I would have done it by now. I would have done it this weekend.
Either get them on Enzo and Cash or get them on the fucking club. Someday get them on them. One thing I actually forgot to mention last week, and it was actually Marie brought this up, right? And I was like, I'm stealing that for the podcast. And mate, I totally forgot about it because of the shite of SmackDown. I can't remember what one she pointed at. I think it might be Luke Gallows, right? But he looks like a young, skinny Rob Halford.
He totally does. Do you know what? I think Luke Gallows is the kind of guy who would get told that and go, well, all right.
Well, they ain't about it. Does he do
I think he'd be happy.
If nobody knows who Rob Halford is, he's the lead singer of Judas Priest.
If you don't play this, what you're listening to this for, you're tard.
Aye. Should we listen to Judas Priest? Life choices.
You sicken me.
Sort out your life choices. Marie, just when we're on the thing with tag teams, Marie said it last week. I totally forgot to bring it up. But no, mate, they've got to get the belts off them. They've got to do it now. Yes. They've got to do it because they are stale as fuck. And
get on Sheamus and Cesaro.
And I know it's off the kids, but you've got
to
do
it in a random Raw. I don't give a shit. Just get off it.
Go to give or take here because it's cool for the kids, but normal wrestling fans come on to fuck now. If you know what I mean, right? Fair enough.
You can still have the New Day do their thing without having a belt, and right now they've lost their luster.
I mean, it's like when Punk had that title for so long. I mean, Punk had it so long, but
he never got bored of it.
He never got bored. That was the difference, and it was you were more pissed off that it was dropped to The Rock.
In the manner that it was dropped.
Yes.
See, if it had been dropped to The Rock, I'd have been fine with it. But it was dropped to Dwayne. There's a difference. There's a big difference. That's a whole podcast.
Aye. So that's the whole thing with the New Day. Was there a women's match after that?
No, we're not done with this actual match.
We're not done. Right, on you go.
Because they were up against Brown Jimmy and Seth. And I tell you what, Strongman impressed me. He was all over that match. They made him look fantastic.
He was good, mate. He was good. I actually forgot who they were wrestling there, but now I remembered. He was good. Jericho was good as usual. Seth was.
Everybody made Strong look great.
I'm totally, as I say, I'm totally cool with the way they're pushing him as a big monster. It's took me weeks to now catch up and go, know what? Yeah,
because he holds up his end, unlike all these other people who are trying to push, like Roman. He's delivered. played his role spot on.
Aye. Be the big monster, just keep your line short and sweet, and it works.
Yes.
And like you said, with the segment with him and Jericho, fucking 1 year, I mean, they've done it so well with Jericho's comedic timing and his facial features. It works. Did they win, or was it a New Day one? I can't remember.
Oh no, the New Day got mauled.
Fuck. But I like the ending where it was just like fucking like there's Strowman ripping it off and like Jericho's getting all the big in and then boom, pedigree. I was like,
He really used to cheat his finisher.
I wish they still had the cup stomp, but I understand why it's not there.
I know he said that he's not changing it to after Triple H is dealt with, but he needs to change it. Just start introducing a big move that you're going to then use as a finisher.
I think with him doing the pedigree, mate, I think what puts me off is this with the build. It was, you always were so used to the build of Triple H. See, when it was always just somebody had that one move, with the build of Triple H, it just looks so believable. He's done so much damage. Whereas
I know it's because it's a pile driver essentially.
When Seth Rollins does it, it's I don't know.
It's sloppy and he lets them go too early.
And that's
you need to start introducing a move that looks good. That will then replace the old pedigree once the Triple H stuff.
That's how I absolutely loved this curb stomp. It was different, but I can understand why.
Oh, it totally stood out. It looked like it murdered a guy. And yes, you're right. It's not ideal for your kids.
I understand how it took away, but that was different. We've never seen that as a finisher.
Aye. So after that, we had Steph Foley and Heyman, where after Steph asked Heyman how he felt after getting speared, he says, "I'm fine, miss. It's only sore when I breathe." He also had a wee Curb Your Enthusiasm reference.
The whole segment with him, I was more interested in Heyman. I've got
definitely
no help to Mick Foley, but I'm bored. I'm bored of him and Steph.
He never really did anything either. He just kind of said hi and shut up.
But the whole segment with Brock and Goldberg was okay. I didn't think it was...
Sorry, I've got mixed up here. The next bit is Kendrick and Sin Cara, where Cole was advertising some new USA program with Ryan Philippe and called him Ryan Philippi. It was a slow shit match. Then after that, you had a promo between Enzo and Cass and the New Bullets Club.
Did I jump a fucking match?
No, you're right. We just got mixed up with the cruiserweight stuff.
Right.
But anyway, there was that promo. This is what
happens when you don't take fucking notes when you watch the...
There was that promo, there was Kendrick and Cara, which was awful, and then a promo where Enzo called Luke Gallows and his wee pal, Professor X and Professor Lowercase X. Then when the club used their catchphrase, being mean, making green, or whatever the fuck it is, Enzo broke Big Cass because he started describing the best way to grow weed. Well, actually using the word weed, it's like, no, you want it to be more brown and green, and then he's like, he put his head behind his hand.
I mean,
I had to shut him up.
I mean, some of the things they've said, even when you watch the Up, Down, Down, when that was obviously Creed and Enzo Amore, it was actually quite funny because when he was talking about how to do promos and how he grew up and it was all swearing. I mean, it's something that was quite funny listening to him.
The guy's great. I could listen to him talk shite all day. See, once he's done with wrestling and he goes and does the wrestling talk circuit, he'll be good. He'll be fine.
He'll be fine. If he does a podcast, he'll be fine because you listen. You can sit and listen all the time to him. All I was going to say, as much as I'm not a fan of him, but I could see myself becoming a fan just purely because he's talking ability. That's something he's doing so well.
Total patter merchant. Total. Anyway, speaking of patter, next up was Lesnar and Bill Berg in the ring with a security lining up between them, if you can call them that.
I know. So, in other words, there were developmental wrestlers storing there.
Maybe. I don't recognise.
Oh, they got them for another...
I will say this. As much fun as this promo was, and the crowd was crazy for it, and it was really well done, I think Heyman delayed too much. Like, with the... he kept restarting spiel and kept restarting. I think he shouldn't have done that so much.
I do agree with that one.
But then, you know, how much time are they told to fill? How much, you know, is a match run short or whatever?
The thing with that is, what else could you do with like Lesnar doing it? You know what I mean? Because you'd have.
I know, it's just the no reason Lesnar does he talk is because he's got a squeaky voice.
I mean, all I can imagine, mate, and it's popped in my head, is that image. I think you used to have it as your profile picture with him going, "Oh!" That's scream he done when he broke Mark Henry's hot Arum, supposed to be, in the Camilla lock. You know what I mean? And that's all I image him when he talks.
No, it's like, let's do this.
But what I will say, right? Goldberg looks in better shape than fucking Lesnar, I tell you that.
And once again, his promo was fantastic.
Aye.
Absolutely fantastic.
Old style wrestling promo. Old style wrestling. That it's selling it, mate, and that's how, like, say, we won't get in predictions just yet. That I mean,
that's Saturday.
that's Saturday to come. But I do hope if the story is. Right, we've had the first match at WrestleMania 20, and we'll have this match. They might have their third match at WrestleMania. I'm happy.
I think as well.
I'm happy. See, as long as they're doing what they're doing, and they actually put on a good show on Sunday night, fair play, right? They've done the right thing. I mean, like, we had a lot of reservations because of the past match, but then if you look at it naturally, this is a 50-year-old guy going up against somebody as Lesnar.
It's still going to be the same kind of match. It's going to be a brawl.
Well, I'm cool with that.
Absolutely. I would much prefer a brawl. These two are not technical geniuses.
And then when you look at Lesnar, he's bald now. It's like, right, okay, you can see he's slimmed down compared to what he was in his days.
It's UFC size again, but we know he's not going to be in UFC because of the drug stuff for the last time.
But Goldberg just looks bulk compared to Lesnar. Bulk.
Aye.
And I'm like, fuck, fair play to you, mate. So I'm looking forward to it. The way they handled it at the end, well, the guards getting thrown about, then, oh fuck, we better get out. Then that tease.
This whole thing, despite the fact that Heyman's involved, this whole thing has been sold to me by Goldberg only.
Aye. Goldberg's more sold it to me than Lesnar and Heyman, which is something saying because Heyman could sell you anything. I
know, but in this past few weeks, it's been all one-sided.
All Goldberg. So I'm actually really looking forward to this match now on Sunday. That's one I can't wait to see. It probably will be the closer. I cannot see.
Oh, it's got to be.
It's going to be the closer. So then after that.
Well, my notes here. The next one's a women's match, and I've actually written Charlotte and Sasha Ladina against Nia and Foxy. Bayley commentating. Charlotte and Sasha win. I don't care. That sums up this match.
That's good enough for me because that's how I felt watching it.
Next, after that match, once Bayley made them, celebrate together and hug Sasha and buggered off, it was Enzo and Cass, the Name Bullets Club, against the Shiny Jobbers and the Golden True Jobbers, who aren't even in Survivor Series. And my note here says, I skipped this piss.
That's good enough for me again.
The Name Bullets Club and Enzo and Cass won.
That's it. Yeah, the two matches, when I was sitting watching them, I just had no feelings whatsoever.
I didn't want to put myself through it, so I didn't.
The women's one, the build up to their side to Survivor Series. Wait and see what happens tomorrow night because last week in total was just a complete fuck show of the two nights.
I hope tomorrow night makes it a good build, but when you look at who's on SmackDown, other than Becky and Natty, who isn't even in the match properly, you look at the rest of their team, it's not going to be good.
No, I know, but I'm hoping it's better than that. I don't like it. Well,
Lex will do a hold up her end, but the other way, I mean, Nikki Bella hyping a match, that's not where her talents lie.
No.
Or Carmella, who's just turns into a fucking throwback to a dark time known as the late 2000s.
Yeah, it's what when you think of what the talent is, well, if I can use that term.
Well, the thing is, Raw is more weighted with talented women's wrestlers.
Yes.
SmackDown has a couple, and the rest are there to fill out the numbers.
That's how I can see it being a pure. I don't know where to put my finger on this one, but I can see it being shite.
Aye, it'll be shite, and if they've got any sense, Raw need to win that one because, like, Becky's great and Alexa's great, and I love the both of them. I think they're fantastic. But when you look at the rest of that goddamn SmackDown team.
Yeah, take away the the main ones, like, so the Bailey, your Sasha, your Charlotte, your Becky, it's nah.
You're left with throwbacks.
Aye, it's not really looking good.
So let's cheer ourselves up
Yep.
for the so-called main event, which was a lot of talking in the big brawl. So Shane O'Mac and Debray facing off with Foley and Steph, having an argument about, we're better, blah, blah, blah. That was fine, but it really properly kicked off when the Raw guys got in the ring and surrounded Shane and Daniel. Because then you got the SmackDown guys coming through the crowd, even with Ellsworth.
Yep.
And then they lined up and they started proming. Now, it suddenly occurred to me, once I saw them line up and start talking to each other, the number of happy accidents that have worked out in their favour. Because in this match, you've got Braun Strowman and Bray, who are linked, and as such, Randy.
Yep.
So Bray is hurt that Strowman has abandoned him, even though it's not really Strowman's fault, he got put on Raw.
Yep.
But still, there's a connection. Randy's Bray's bodyguard at the moment. So he stepped up, and I'm quite excited to see that, because Randy looks like he gives a shit again.
Aye.
Secondly, there's AJ being hurt, that Jericho ditched him all those months ago, which led to one of the highlights of Raw this year, where AJ said to Owens after they had an argument about their belts, "You're still stuck in Jericho's sugar tit." And then Jericho butted in with, "You're the best friend ever, Kevin!" And they hugged. And Owens, without a mic, shouts at AJ, "Look at it! Look at this!
It was
Look at
brilliant,
that, AJ!"
They three were just magical. But
fantastic.
it was actually good to hear it, because it was like, who was more relevant with their titles? And it's SmackDown.
It's spot on. Absolutely spot on.
SmackDown has been right where it's a champ. Fair enough with the whole Ellsworth thing, right? It's a story, but their champion is on last.
Aye.
Right? And we had to wait to see him. We never got to see him, but that's like that was my gripe about last week. So you want to see that champion. You want to see him. You know how good he is, but they know how to do it. And like, so the relevance, on the other hand, Kevin Owens, he'll do what he's going to do. He's a good champion. I'm totally cool the way he plays his heel character for it. That's how he's amazing at it. But Raw don't know how to fucking... Then this is when we're going to get to Roman Reigns. Because...
Well, that was the other happy accident, was Dean and the other two Shield guys.
Yep.
You know, they've got a little sort of who wants to show that they're the best thing going on. And that's fine. And as I say, it's just happy accidents that have tied into this match, because there is no way in fuck that anybody on that writing team is smart enough to set this up deliberately. No way.
I mean, the only thing, seeing the Raw team, and this is the one thing I wanted to bring up just when I was watching them, if Finn Balor was still...
Oh, can you imagine?
If he was still okay, who would you have took out of that?
Well, that's the...
Who would you
I think they weren't expecting Strongman to be as good as he is. So it's worked out well for him and the Raw writers that he's turned out so well, because he's slotted in there. But I don't think he would have been in there.
Right.
Because there's no way they're dropping Roman. They're not dropping Seth, who's main evented everything for them. Owens would, if he's not the champ, he's certainly up there, and him and Jericho have got the best friends thing going.
Aye.
That was too over not to put them in. And
so
then
you're looking...
Just think though. Think about that. Okay, it's the same for Strongman, but you know, it's worked out well for him. But just imagine Survivor Series being built around the two leaders of the Bullet Club finally going at it.
Exactly. I mean, and that's where we were going to miss that just now. But
WrestleMania time. That's got to happen.
It would have been cool, and that's the only thing I felt was missing. The only small thing. It's not a complaint. It's just
I would rather that there was just the two of them.
The problem I have, mate, with this whole segment, and
see, just before that, I will say this: when Jericho noticed Ellsworth, he stops everybody shouting at each other, and he says, "Wait, we have a lost child at ringside. Can the mother of this child come and collect him?" And then he goes to say something. He goes, "Shut up, Vince McMahon."
It was so funny, and finally Ellsworth made the list. Jericho was on fire last night. He was absolutely fantastic.
put AJ on the list twice.
Aye, that's what I'm saying. I don't know what they've struck a gold with AJ. They've struck a gold with Jericho's comedic timing. Kevin Owens is just damn right funny.
But I tell you what else I did notice last night. See with the two belts next to each other, that Raw one looks more and more like a gaudy toy.
It doesn't look the best. That's the thing.
It doesn't look like a championship belt. It looks like something that came with a shitey figure that is a knockoff of a real figure for the fucking Barras.
I mean, it's one of the things where I like the belt, but when you actually seen the two of them next to each other, it's like, right, okay, no. I wouldn't do what the SummerSlam crowd done. That was just totally disrespectful.
No,
but it's like, you see the difference. If that was a black... See what they've done with the women's?
Do you know what they should have done? They should have changed that little score under the WW. The Raw one should have been red, and the SmackDown one should have been blue. The belt should have been exactly the same apart from that, because it stands out in an HD TV and it stands out to people in the arena.
Aye, I would have been cool with that. I'll bring back the heavyweight title, but they will never do that because that's
can't have the big gold.
WCW don't exist.
They stopped using it for the past decade and a half.
I know. I think it's just that belt, mate. It's something about I just love about the old WCW belt. I don't know what it is.
Because it looks like a world championship.
Yeah.
Like the Attitude Era World Wrestling Federation title with Eagle. That looked like a world championship. Yeah, it's just the old belts always look the part. Well, I mean, if you look at even like they weren't the best designed, but even the WWF tag belts for the past decade, like last decade and before then, look better than the fucking pennies.
I hate the Gladiator ones. I've always hated them, mate.
They're pennies.
I hate them. I hate them with a passion.
They look so cheap. I'm sure they weren't cheap to make because Vince doesn't skimp on prices for these belts.
This era, the belts are fine. Just change the fucking tag ones. Please change them.
They're all one for me, please.
But no, what pissed me off with this segment, mate, right? And this is when we're going to go back to Roman Reigns. Now, if you remember...
Superb brawl until
it was a fucking fantastic brawl. It fucking got you fired up. You can't wait to see this match. That's how they've sold this one so well compared to Hell in a Cell. That's what I'm saying. It's like, wow, what the fuck have you done within a month?
Do you ask the SmackDown guys to do this for you?
You know what I mean? What I hated, right? Go back to when it was. Do you remember? I think was it the Invasion? The Invasion Survivor Series, right?
Right.
And Austin was. I think this is when then he jumped ship, right? Now when he was still the bad heel, right?
Aye.
But he was the champion. He was a champion, and he did not get made to look weak as fuck.
No, he was the last one in the ring against the WWF guys.
Right.
Like, after Angle got eliminated, it was him, Rock, and Jericho.
Right. So, what the fuck has the two champions got today when they're not involved in the final closing segments, and it's all Roman
It's your
Reigns
US champ,
again?
your secondary belt.
Yes. That pissed me off to fuck.
And it should, because that's atrocious.
It should have been the two champions, or the two captains. Which is the two champions, like Jericho's like the co-captain, but the two champions.
Oh, you've cut off.
Can you hear me okay? Hear me?
I can now.
Ah, fuck knows what happened there, mate.
I
don't know. We're still okay. I'll just leave it in. It's alright. There's no point in editing that wee bit for a wee split second. The two captains, which is the two champions, should have closed that with at the end of the brawl.
But I suppose there's always tonight on SmackDown because there's no way they won't have the Raw guys show up.
If they do something tonight and they fix that, I'm cool. But if they don't, that's a slap.
You're right. It was trash.
That's a slap in the face to the two titles. And I know WWE don't look at the titles as much as what probably we do, as like the old school. If you carry the main title, you're the man. No, the fucking secondary title. That's you getting your push towards the main event. But
you've cut again.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
You cut out. You're cutting out.
Right, can you hear me?
Aye.
Fucking Skype, mate. It's pish. It's pish.
Aye.
But it's better than Facebook because we've went this long. We've not had fucking any problems with it until now.
Aye, true.
But Yeah, it'd be the same with the Intercontinental title. They do not close the fucking segment. The champions, captains, they.
See, all I heard there was, they do not close the fucking champions.
Oh, fuck off, man. Why is it doing it near the fucking end of the fucking pay-per-view? The podcast. That's twice I've done it now.
I don't know.
But, but it shouldn't have happened that way, mate. It shouldn't have happened that way.
They're right. And apart from Roman, that was one of the most fun brawls I've seen in ages.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, right, if we're having problems here, we'll wrap this up anyhow, because I'm looking forward to SmackDown. This 900th episode, Undertaker's back, Edge is back for the night. I'm looking forward to it. Their go-home show to Survivor Series. So high hopes, yeah. It can't be as bad as last week. Raw is better than last week, so that's the first thing. It done well. It's just fuck off Roman Reigns.
Best one since the brand split, other than like that first night.
Yes, it was entertaining. Just when are they going to learn? When are they going to learn?
They're not going to learn.
I know they're not going to learn.
If they were going to learn, they'd have learned 20 years ago when they started making these mistakes.
They're
not going to learn.
I know. But hey ho, as usual, like we've said before, subscribe and leave a like to the channel. Any comments, leave them in the box below. We'll have our Facebook link as usual in the comment section. Check out the Facebook page. We'll have our photos there, like we said at the start of the podcast.
One day we'll have iTunes.
We'll have iTunes when Will can try and figure out how to work Apple and stop being an Android and PC fucking man. But yeah, check them out. Like I said, on Sunday, you've got Fear and Loathing, which is going to be brilliant. I can't wait to see the photos of that. And
Saturday night is NXT and also ICW's final build to Fear and Loathing.
Yes, this
is the plan. There's going to be a podcast on Saturday for us to predict. Might throw in NXT predictions as a separate fun competition. Don't know. Then on Sunday we're going to do NXT and then a wee quick sum up of what happened at the Fear and Loathing build up. Monday is Survivor Series and Fear and Loathing. Tuesday is Raw. Wednesday is once again SmackDown.
Thank fuck after that we've only got a couple of weeks till TLC.
Aye.
Then
fuck having a break.
I know. And then that's us into WrestleMania season. Oh fuck.
Thank Christ. Well, after Roadblock, you mean? Don't forget Road. An apt name for a show because it's right in the road between us and the good stuff.
I bet we've got the Rumble. That's what
I'm saying. There's a roadblock in front of it.
I love my Rumble. I can't wait for that.
Even though the last 4 Rumbles have been atrocities.
I know they've been atrocities, but I still always have high hopes.
I hate myself for it. I hate myself.
So it's why High Jesus can't help. You cannot help with a Rumble.
I know, and it's the anniversary of the Alamo Dome, so they're having it at the Alamo Dome with another 70,000 people watching.
Yep.
Good. Better be good.
So that's us for another day. We'll catch you tomorrow. So thanks again for listening to the Smacked Up Wrestling podcast. I'm Will.
I'm Martin.
So we'll catch you tomorrow.
Ta-ta.